From CBS 4, this is Haystack TV, powered by HaystackHelp.com. Finding reliable services can be like finding a needle in a haystack. With HaystackHelp.com, finding the needle just got a lot easier. Now here's the host of Haystack TV, Chris Kane.
Huge debt can leave people overwhelmed and helpless. Most of us probably don't know what the right answers are for getting out of that financial nightmare. Sadly, though, many people turn to inexperienced debt settlement companies for help. But would you take a sick family member to a cut-rate doctor? No, you wouldn't. You choose the one with the best results. And your finances are no different. Only an experienced attorney can get you a court-ordered solution. Ben Yablon graduated from the University of Denver Law School in 2002. He's a member of the National Association of Consumer Bankruptcy Attorneys, and he only represents consumer debtors. Bankruptcy attorney Benjamin Yablon joins us today. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Now, why do you think it is that there are some people out there that think bankruptcy is immoral?
You know, what you deal with is typically a lot of bad information from creditors that are just there to discourage people from seeking protection when they've got too much debt. So, in my opinion, it's not immoral. I think it's quite the opposite. I think if you're buried under a huge amount of debt, it's somewhat immoral to continue spending your family's finite resources to service just the minimum payments rather than exploring options to figure out how to move ahead and use those resources for your family's benefit rather than just paying interest.
Yeah, and it is a constitutional right.
That's right.
And it was started basically in the Bible in Deuteronomy.
Yeah, that's correct. So, you know, bankruptcy is really an ancient tradition, and it's firmly ensconced in our Constitution. It's your right as an American to protect yourself from your creditors. And really, if you're making minimum payments and that's really all you can afford, or you're even falling behind, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your family to figure out what all of your options are. It may not be bankruptcy, but you don't know until you come in for a consultation whether that's the best option or not.
And no reason to feel bad for the credit card companies. That's a
I
big
agree.
message too. How should people decide if they should file for bankruptcy?
Well, you know, the first thing to do is take a hard look at the family budget. If all you're able to do is make minimum payments, or if you're really not able to pay down a lot of the principal of the outstanding debt in the next 6 to 12 months, then it's probably time to consider what all of the options are. Potentially bankruptcy, maybe not. That's really what we'll go through in a consultation. We'll sit down together, look through the household finances, and make sense out of what the options are going to be and what the time frames need to be. And that's really the most important thing you can do, is try to identify this as early as possible.
All right, so you mentioned the consultation. People come in, they meet with you. You decide if it's the right path for them.
Right.
They make the decision then if they want to go forward. What happens once they decide they want to go forward and they hire you as their attorney?
Once my office is hired and I'm officially representing a client, then their creditors are put on notice that I've been hired. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act then kicks in and prevents third-party debt collectors from being able to communicate with my clients at all. They have to go through my office. So really, right after that first meeting, we can make creditor phone calls stop. We can start moving forward aggressively if we need to toward a bankruptcy filing, or explore all the options. Debt settlement may be the best way to go, but until you sit down with an attorney, you're really not going to know what the range of options are.
You know, waiting too long is a big problem. Explain why that is.
If you wait too long, it turns into an emergency to file bankruptcy. So if you have a wage garnishment or a pending home foreclosure, the only relief is to file the case immediately, and that's never ideal. There's a lot of documentation that needs to be gathered up, and if we can identify the problem early, we have quite a bit of time to do that on our terms.
Yeah, don't wait. Get a consultation. Find out your options. Thank you so much for sharing great information. As always, I'm going to tell our viewers how they can get a hold of you. Bankruptcy attorney Benjamin Yablon can help you navigate the complicated and changing landscape of debt. He's guided thousands of clients to favorable outcomes. Call him today at 303-562-3167 or visit his website, yablonlaw.com. Remember that going through the bankruptcy process also means repairing your credit score. Take that step and turn around your financial situation. The number once again is 303-562-3167. Thanks for watching. HaystackHelp.com is a free consumer referral service. You can find more reliable companies like bankruptcy attorney Benjamin Yablon by going to HaystackHelp.com.